In today's video, we're going over an absolutely gigantic PlayStation Store sale that is kicked off over at Europe. You guys always get upset at us for always covering North American sales. So I thought, hey, the EU PlayStation Store just kicked off a Halloween sale, and you can save on over 100 PlayStation 4 games that have some sort of horror theme. Honestly, a lot of the games on sale are just great games, and yes, they have a little bit of a horror tie to them, but they're great games nonetheless, and it's not like a bunch of Outlast repeats or something like that. I know not every one of you are in Europe, however, so I also have an awesome Gamefly blowout PlayStation 4 game sale going on right now. It's all physical deals, so if you appreciate the digital deals, these aren't going to be for you, but there are some fantastic deals available at Gamefly as well. Also, Black Ops 4 has just gotten a pretty big update, and now if you're going into Blackout Duo, the player count has been up to 100. Also, we know that Spider-Man on the PlayStation 4 is getting a New Game Plus update. We thought that was coming today. However, unfortunately, it looks like that's been delayed for a little bit. Monolith Productions, the guys behind Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War, are prepping their next game, and Wreckfest for the PlayStation 4 has been delayed to 2019. More on that at the end of this video. First, I want to take a look at the gigantic Halloween sale going on at the EU PlayStation Store. I'm just gonna go over some of the games on sale. Not gonna go super in-depth on pricing and everything like that because you probably heard me talk about these games, and we are focused more towards NA, but I thought I would look at some of the great games anyway. Alien Isolation is discounted. That's a great game. BioShock the Collection is on sale. All of the Dark Souls games are on sale except for Dark Souls 1 Remastered. Darksiders Furies Collection War and Death is on sale. That's both of the Darksiders game, and considering we're coming up on the release of Darksiders 3, not a bad time to pick that up. All of the Dead Rising games on sale. DMC Devil May Cry is on sale. Divinity Original Sin Enhanced Edition is on sale. Dying Light the Following and the Following Enhanced Edition are on sale along with all of the DLC, so check that out. I'm a big fan of Dying Light. Fallout 4 is discounted. God Eater 2 Rage Burst is seeing a discount. Metro Redux Collection. Outlast 1 and 2, of course, are on sale for a horror-themed sale. Those games have to be on sale. Prey is on sale. The Prey and Dishonored 2 bundle is on sale. All of the Resident Evil games are discounted. Those include Resident Evil 4. That's a fantastic game. I would give a look at Resident Evil Revelations. That's a game not too many people talk about, originally released on the 3DS. That's a great game. Graphically, it's not anything to write home about because, again, it was originally a 3DS game, but a very good title nonetheless, and again, all the RE titles are discounted. Soma is discounted. The Evil Within 1 and 2 are on sale. The Last of Us Remastered is on sale. XCOM 2 is discounted, as well as the XCOM 2 collection, and I want to give a shout to Dead Cells, which is also on sale. So check out the sale for yourself. Again, a ton of great games discounted. Moving on from now, for those of you in North America and you want some great deals on physical games, we've been covering digital games a lot recently, so I want to give a shout to this Gamefly blowout sale that's going on right now, and there are a ton of good deals available as a part of that. Shadow of Mordor is discounted to $12.99. That's a pretty good deal on that. Mafia 3 is $12.99 as well. I would say that's a very good deal. Call of Duty World War II is down all the way to $17.99. I know Black Ops 4 has been released at this point, but $17.99 for World War II I would say is pretty good. God of War is discounted to $37.99. I believe that's the best deal I've seen on it from a physical standpoint. I believe digitally it was discounted to $36, so if you don't care about digital or physical, it has been cheaper digitally. Far Cry 5 is down to $27.99. I would say that's a pretty good deal for Far Cry 5. Nier Automata is down to $24.99. I believe that's the best deal I've ever seen on Nier Automata. Crazy how that game has held up in value, but it's a high quality game, and it's honestly worth that price. Shadow of the Colossus is down to $19.99. Burnout Paradise Remastered is $14.99. South Park The Fractured But Whole, this is an awesome deal, $12.99 for that. That game wasn't as well received as The Stick of Truth, but would say that's a very good deal as well. And then Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet is down to $17.99. The Sword Art Online games don't have the best rap, but I thought Fatal Bullet was without a doubt the best out of all of the games that have been released thus far. And while I wouldn't say it's worth $50 or $60 for $17.99, if you dig Sword Art Online, I think you're gonna enjoy Fatal Bullet. And then also want to give a shout to Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory for $17.99. Quite a good deal on that. So link to the Gamefly blowout sale will be in the description box down below. Moving on from that, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is being received very well right now, and it is getting a pretty sizable update that is upping the duo player count for Blackout to 100. On top of that, it's bringing a lot of fixes in terms of crashes. I'll go through the patch notes right now. Generally, we're seeing stability improvements and crash fixes. The featured playlist tiles for multiplayer and Blackout have changed. This is part of the regular rotation of featured playlists. More details are to come on how featured playlists will work in Black Ops 4 in a separate update. 100-player duos is now the featured playlist for Blackout. Quads playlist, however, is now at a 88 maximum maximum player count. They're continuing to update various game settings to ensure the best experience for all players across all platforms and modes. TDM playlist now supports parties of 6. It was previously at 5. Featured playlist has changed to heist. Custom search and destroy games will now correctly conclude after one team wins 6 rounds, fixing an issue where custom games previously ended at round 7. They addressed the crash caused by earning multiple medals in a match, and for zombies, they addressed the UI error caused by losing internet connection in split screen, and they addressed an issue that caused hellhounds to exhibit some very odd behavior. Also, there were various stability improvements that were put out on PC. It looks like the PC version of the game is seeing the biggest updates, but good to see Black Ops 4 continues to get worked on, and it seems like the general consensus from Call of Duty fans and the people that actually bought the game has been reasonably positive. I, for one, was disappointed by the lack of the single-player campaign, but it seems like the game is resonating big with the gamers that have picked it up. Moving on from that, Marvel Spider-Man is set to get a New Game Plus mode very soon. We thought that update 1.07 bringing that was going to be out today, however, it has been delayed. It was said on the official PlayStation blog yesterday that it was coming today. However, Insomniac has since corrected that and said that listing is a mistake. On top of the 1.07 update bringing New Game Plus, there are actually going to be 2 new trophies introduced. It'll bring with it an ultimate difficulty, and you'll be able to play from the start with all of your unlocked items, mods, and gadgets. It's going to be interesting to see how difficult that is. Maybe it will be supplicated a little bit given the fact that you will have all of your suits, mods, and gadgets and whatnot, but I would imagine it's going to be a pretty difficult experience because while on the hardest difficulty, I think Marvel Spider-Man is manageable. At a difficulty a tier above that, I think that's when the game is going to be really difficult, so it'll be interesting to see how that turns out. Also, the game will be getting the first of 3 DLCs called The City That Never Sleeps, so that'll be coming out soon, and the 2 other parts of the DLC content will be released before the year's out, so if you're into Marvel Spider-Man, still a lot of content to consume before the year ends. Moving on from that, Monolith Productions, the guys behind Shadow of War and Shadow of War are prepping up their next game. You guys don't know, Shadow of War was a game that had a pretty mixed reception from a critical standpoint, and then everything that happened with the game's microtransaction. I think personally, while I enjoyed that game, I believe it really impacted Monolith's reputation, and reputation in gaming is something so very difficult to rebuild. We've seen it with EA, but based on a job listing that Game Watcher spotted, it looks like Monolith is prepping up another Middle-earth title. Specifically, they're looking for someone developing, quote, new pipelines focused on creating believable human characters that will interact with the player in our next Nemesis system-based game. Now, that does indicate another game in the Middle-earth franchise, and I do believe they're going to stick with that, but I'm very interested to see how that game is going to be received, because while they've done a lot of good with Shadow of War, removing the microtransactions, making it a better experience, I'm telling you guys, that stench of just having a bad reputation, that sticks with a studio for a very long time, and it's very hard to repel it. As I've just mentioned, we've seen all of the issues that EA has with Battlefield 5, and I think people are going to be more kind towards Monolith, but that is going to be an interesting story to monitor. And lastly, the PlayStation 4 version of Wreckfest, which was originally scheduled to come on November 20th, that has been delayed until 2019, and THQ Nordic has put out a post saying that Wreckfest for consoles will only be released as soon as we love playing it. After the fantastic release on PC, the benchmark for the console release is much higher. At this moment, the team needs more time to polish the multiplayer part as well as the overall performance on the game to bring it up to par with the experience on PC. We are sorry for keeping fans waiting longer because of this, however, we already have compensation in the form of further vehicles, including a special crazy vehicle in the works for console. Again, Wreckfest will be released sometime in 2019. It's not even listed as early 2019, but hopefully they'll be able to get this game out before summer hits. And that's gonna conclude this video. Again, there's a gigantic PlayStation store for those of you over in Europe. A lot of great deals as a part of that. If you're over in North America, Gamefly is having an awesome sale on physical games. We'll leave a link to that in the description box below. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 has just gotten a pretty sizable update. Duos is up to 100, but quads is down to 88. Spider-Man update 1.07 will be coming later, but it will be bringing with it New Game Plus, an ultimate difficulty, new trophies, and more. Monolith Productions is prepping their next game, and Wreckfest for the PlayStation 4 has been delayed till 2019. Unfortunate, but honestly, sometime in 2019, this game is probably going to have a better time to shine than right now, especially in the month of November. That's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.